Welcome back to another episode of the Pit Lane Yappers. I'm Mox.
Crazy. And this episode, we're doing our 2025 season predictions.
Welcome to season 2, by the way. This is officially episode 1 of season 2, because we have officially gone into the 2025 season.
That makes me feel. How has it been that long?
I don't know. All right, this one we're gonna do the top 5, like our drivers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we think is gonna be the top 5 of the drivers' championship, and then what we think the top 5 will be in the constructors, and then we're gonna share some of our like kind of predictions of like what might happen throughout the season. So you want to start with drivers or teams?
Teams, I think.
Okay. So my first, going out on a limb here, is gonna be Mercedes.
Oh, now that would be interesting.
I think Mercedes, 2 years ago, they had a really good car in the heat. Last year, they had a good car in the cold. I think they're going to combine the two, and they're going to make an actual good car this time.
They were sensible, then yeah.
So that's what I think.
But they're not necessarily sensible.
Well, George's.
What about the rest of them? One's like 12.
One got his driver's license after getting in an F1 car, but
well,
who do you have for one?
Also Ferrari.
Yeah, that's not happening. I'm so sorry.
No, I think it will.
I don't think it will.
They were close this year.
But I think Lewis and Charles are going to have an issue because Ferrari said we're not picking a first driver. We're just going to see where the season takes us.
Blah, blah, blah.
And that's what happened with McLaren. It's how Lando lost the championship, basically.
Well, you know what?
She's speechless. Anyways, moving on.
I don't really care about that because Lewis said if he was watching F1, he'd be a Charles fan. So let's just hope he sticks to his guns.
All right, number 2. I have McLaren.
McLaren.
I think they could easily be 1, but we'll see. I'm not going to be shocked if they win. If that's what, like...
I thought, but last 2024 season, they team ordered in Australia and then didn't again until, like, Hungary or something. Yeah.
Oh, no, Hungary.
And if they
like,
team
they need to... Yeah.
If they team order in
Australia,
they just need to
be consistent.
No, I will be on the plane so fast.
Well, they need to be consistent. If they call team orders in Australia, they should be calling team orders and tell the drivers, hey, this is going to be who we prioritize. But they're kind of like Mercedes in the way of
the season. They need to let Oscar be the first Australian to stand on the top step of the Australian Grand Prix. Or so help me.
Fair enough.
Help them.
Anyways, number 3, I have Red Bull.
Yeah, I have Red Bull.
I don't think Red Bull is going to be so bad that they're not in the top 5, but they're not
top 2
the unformidable force anyway.
Because
you're gonna hate number 4.
Think about it. I think Max is going to be a little bit distracted.
Max is going to be like, wait, I can't swear. Like, he's not going to have any feedback because he cannot swear or say anything bad.
Not a little blonde guitar playing man as his teammate as well. And obviously, I feel like a V-carb to a Red Bull is quite a jump, even with the Red Bull in the state that it's in. So
I also feel like Max is going to be very distracted by that because he's once again going to be carrying the team. So sorry to Liam Lawson, but I would be saying that about Yuki or Isaac because they need somebody to get used to the car. So no matter who they throw into that second Red Bull, they're going to have to get used to that car.
I think Isaac might actually be my favorite rookie. he just seems quite
quiet.
cutie patootie, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I think Ollie's gonna be mine.
Like quite sweet. I don't know. And
I think
quite
Ollie's gonna
quiet.
be mine just because I feel like Ollie and Ocon are going to be kind of the funny duo.
You got the tall duo, and I'm going for the short duo. Oh, funny.
Likely. Anyways, number 4.
Mercedes.
I have Ferrari.
Yeah. That's interesting because this is basically the same except our first and fourth are swapped.
Yeah.
I want to know who's got for number 5. How well?
Anyways, wait, before we do that, can I explain why I think Ferrari? I think Ferrari could win if they get their stuff together, but I really feel like Ferrari is pretending to know what they're doing and they don't.
Isn't everybody? I do that all the time.
Like they're like, oh, this is gonna be our strategy. And then Charles or Lewis would be like, well, that doesn't make sense. And they're like, anyways, this is our strategy. Like, they don't really listen to the feedback they get.
Well, no, but neither do I. So I don't know. Who do you have for number 5?
Who do you have? Okay. I am going to be positive this season. That's going to be my new thing. I'm going to be positive. And I say Aston Martin.
Okay.
Because we have Adrian Newey, and Adrian Newey said he's not going to put aside the fact that he might help the 2025 car. He's just focusing on the 2026 car, but if they ask for his assistance, he won't say no.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, girl. Whatever.
Watch Australia, they're both double DNF. I'll end it all. I'll actually just be like, good night. Haas makes sense.
Yeah, I thought so, because I think they're going to be top of the midfield for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, our drivers. Number 1.
Olé. I've got Charles at number 1.
I have Lando. Because of, well, if you really think about the trajectory of 2024, he finally had a car that could win a championship. As much as he says he didn't have the car, he did. And I think the likelihood of McLaren going backwards is very low. Number 2. Oh, wait, number 1, you have Charles, right?
Yeah. Now I think
so Rosie's going delusional and I'm going realistic.
It's okay because she put Aston Martin at number 5. I think my 2 and 3 could be either which way. But for 2, I've got Lewis.
I've got George. I have full faith in George Russell. Full faith in this man. I really do think George had done the unspeakable last season. So even if Mercedes has a bad car, I think George could drag it to number 2. Kimi, I don't know much about Kimi Antonelli other than he got to drive the Mercedes once and he crashed it within the first lap. So
imagine crashing Lewis Hamilton's car while he still has to get in it later.
I'd never show my face at the factory again.
Yeah, I need the ground to open up right now.
So yeah, I think George is number 2.
Valid.
I think Lewis could be number 2. However, I think he's going to need a year to get used to how bad Ferrari is.
Well, when he was talking to Charles about the SF23, he seemed really enthusiastic about it. And then Charles was like, it's like,
Charles was like,
it's like his face when he sees Benotto.
Anyways, number 3, I have Max.
I have Lando for 3.
I have Max. I'm hoping Max is top 5 because if it's not, he is 100% retiring and he's never showing his face to the world again. So I also feel like Max in 2023 had a broken car and he won 23 out of 24 races. Last year he drove that literal tractor from what was it? P19, P17 to P1 in Brazil. Like I think he could do some pretty insane drives even with a bad car.
Oh, totally.
Not many people can do that on the
He
track.
terrorized Rosberg.
Okay, number 4, I have Oscar.
I have Oscar.
I was gonna put Oscar number 1, but I really don't think McLaren's gonna prioritize him, unfortunately.
I think
They're gonna sacrifice him if Lando's in front. So
this is his 3rd year. I think staying at number 4, as he did in his 2nd year, would be really good for him. You know,
I think it would be an insane stat.
Well, he was top 10 in his 1st year because he ranked 9th, and then he went to 4th in his 2nd year. So if he's following the pattern, he is 1st. But if we're being realistic, I reckon he either stays at 4th or jumps to like 3.
I don't think he'll go backwards. I do think Oscar could be number 1 in the next few years, like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I said that on TikTok, and people were like, "He's not the next Max Verstappen," and I was like,
"You don't have to be the next Max Verstappen to be world champion."
He kind of is the next.
That's what Christian Horner said, anyway.
Max, though, because in 2023, when Lando and him were complaining about the car and how they couldn't understand the McLaren, he literally won in Qatar.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he does have some insane stats. He's also the only driver last year to complete 100% of the laps. Max hasn't even done that.
And do you know who the other people who have ever done that are?
World champions.
Yeah. So one of them being Lewis. So everybody shut your mouth.
Anyways, number 5, I have Charles.
I have Max.
Well, okay. I just think Charles, it's not even like Charles is driving or anything like that's going to put him at 5. I think literally Ferrari saying both drivers are going to be equal is going to be a nightmare.
So where would you put Lewis?
Probably 6, because he has to get used to the car. Not even the car. He has to get used to the pit saying, okay, we're going to pit now. Wait, stay out. Oh, you're already there. Wait, we're not ready. Oh, wait. He's going to be like, where is my Mercedes team? Wait
Lewis
a minute.
is going to come out of 2025 with a whole new respect for Charles because he's like, that's psychological torture, bro.
He is going to go to Mercedes and be like, 2024, when I said the car was undrivable, it was, but at least you guys knew what you were doing.
At least you knew that it was undrivable.
But anyways, yeah, that's our top 5 drivers and teams. Okay, now we're going to go to crazy predictions. Well, actually, most shocking team, like the most impressive, shocking, wasn't really expecting it.
I have worst team, and I have most surprising team.
Yeah, that's most surprising / shocking. Like we weren't expecting it. I have Haas.
What, for your most surprising?
Yeah.
Me too.
I think they could be 5. I think, though, having a rookie.
Yeah, but it's Behrman, so.
That's true. A rookie that's not really a rookie. It's kind of like calling Ben Lawson a rookie.
The most employed man on earth.
Literally. But I feel like he was used to a Ferrari. And he was he drove the Haas, once, twice?
Well, we'll just have to see who gets appendicitis this year.
Anyways, most disappointing or worst, I have Red Bull.
I think.
And I have Ferrari, but not because Ferrari it's going to be any different than the other years. It's just going to be very interesting to see how Lewis works with Ferrari, because everyone's like, he's going to win the championship. He's going to get his 8th. And I'm like, so have you been watching at all? And Red Bull, we've just given up.
I think the worst team is going to be Alpine.
I don't. I think Alpine's going to be shocking.
But that's something to do with my predictions.
Yeah, I have something in there about Alpine too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to go to our predictions?
Yeah.
You want to say the Alpine one first?
Yeah. So I've got Doohan swapped out, but not with Colapinto, with Paul Aaron instead.
Interesting. I have Franco Colapinto gets Jack's seat by 5 races. And the only reason why I put Franco instead of Paul is because, do you know how much money Alpine paid for Franco to break his contract?
I think
it's money Alpine doesn't have. And they're like, they've literally like completely forgotten Paul Aaron is in Alpine, and all of their media is Franco.
They're gonna have to put Paul Aaron in at some point, I think.
I think Paul Aaron's gonna do a Pato.
And then he's gonna really surprise them, and something's gonna happen.
We shall see. We shall see. Okay, another prediction I have is one of the rookies gets dropped, and obviously we're expecting Doohan, so it's the other ones.
I've got a Tsunoda Lawson swap.
Come on, Yuki! I think Lawson's gonna get dropped, but I don't think they're gonna swap him out. I think they're just gonna Alex Albon, Pierre Gasly him. Actually, Pierre Gasly did get swapped, so an Alex Albon thing.
What's your third prediction?
I have Lewis wins Monza.
Yeah, that's one of mine. I think Ferrari are going to win all of their home races. So Monaco, Monza,
Silverstone, Imola. I have been waiting for George to win Silverstone. I'm manifesting George Russell wins his home race because he got pole last time. Let's make it a win this time, please.
Manifesting sunshine and blue skies.
Not cold.
So.
But yeah, I have Lewis wins Monza because I feel like that's going to be more impactful than Silverstone, because that's his first year in the Ferrari red.
Yeah.
He's going to want to win Monza over Silverstone probably.
Well, you know, I'm pretty sure the finish line at Silverstone is like the door, has welcomed that to him these days.
True. My fourth one is the Drivers Association is going to strike.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And I think it could easily be Australia.
My prediction, I've got a prediction here, is that it's Red Bull related. I think Max is going to have a mid-season retirement.
I can't. I'll actually end it all. I will end it all. What am I supposed to do? Because I watched Max when Fernando Alonso was P19. So who am I supposed to watch at the front?
Oscar.
I actually cannot physically think of Formula One without Max Verstappen. I can't.
And then I have another retirement one.
Don't. Anyways, moving on. Next one.
No, my retirement one is, oh, I'm so sorry to you. Both Aston Martin drivers announce end of year retirement.
I don't think Fernando Alonso's retiring when he has a new car coming in. I really don't.
We will see.
He might retire at the end of 2026, but I don't think he will. But one of my, I didn't even write this down, but it's in my phone prediction that I'm not going to unlock until the end of the season. But I have Max leaves Red Bull mid-season, takes a break and comes back and is in Aston Martin with Fernando, and Lance goes to WEC with the Valkyrie.
It's your team.
That's what I think. Because I honestly think also, if you actually think about their driving styles, Fernando works a lot better in a one-seater where he doesn't have to switch and he doesn't have to do different teams and different teammates. It's just him. But Lance, I feel like, would thrive in the WEC condition where he drives 6 hours and then he's gone. He's done. Anyways, my next one is one of the big four teams. So Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes is caught cheating, whether cost cap or some part of their car.
McLaren, 100%.
McLaren sort of did it last year. That's the whole reason why the DRS.
It last year. I mean, Spygate.
The DRS.
Yeah.
That's, if you look at the 2024 regulation changes, there's literally a DRS rear wing has to be actually not bending, and that's because McLaren last year had a bendy rear wing.
Because that's how Oscar overtook Charles in Baku.
And then my last prediction is there is going to be a major crash between one of the big four. Actually, I guess two of the big four.
I have two left,
and I think it's going to be Lando Max.
I have two predictions left. I've got Joe needs to stand in for Lewis as Ferrari's reserve driver. I think Lewis is going to be sick or I don't know, in a hospice.
Not Charles
or something.
Not Charles.
No. Because Joe and Charles are both Ferrari Academy drivers, so I think they'll want to see them together on the track. And then my last one is a bit more driver personal life, but I think George and Carmen are going to reveal that they got engaged.
That would not be a big shocking prediction.
No,
I'd be like, oh my gosh, they got engaged. Woo! Yeah.
I think that's just going to happen.
They are. Year. I really don't pay attention to WAGs at all. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I am obsessed with them.
They are so cute. I wouldn't be surprised
They're so cute.
If Alex and Lily did the same thing as well.
Same. One of my big predictions is Alex Albon wins the race.
Oh,
I think with Carlos in the team, with two drivers who actually know cars that actually work, Williams is going to be insanely impressive.
Any bets on which race?
No. Because with Williams, it could be hot, cold, rainy, snowing. I don't know. Williams shocks me sometimes.
Who do you think is going to win the first race of the year and the last race of the year? I haven't written this down either, so.
All right. Last race. I'm going to go a little delusional here because we have Adrian Newey and he said he'll help. I'm going to say Fernando Alonso.
Is that going to be his 33rd or what?
Yes, it will be his 33rd. Because it'll take Adrian Newey all season to try to figure out what's wrong with his car. Australia? I have no idea.
I'm saying Australia is Piastri because I think McLaren are gonna want to give him a good home race at least if they're gonna prioritize Lando for the rest of the season.
See, I would say Piastri, but thinking about what happened last year, George was so close to winning and then he literally just flipped over. It could literally be Ollie Behrman with how Australia is formed.
And then I think the last race of the year is going to be won by Lewis. I think he's going to win Abu Dhabi. I'm
going to say Australia is George Russell. For no reason other than I can't start a season with a McLaren at the top step.
That's fair.
I'm so sorry. They can win. They can go for the second one. And I would say Max, but I don't think that's happening.
No, not at all.
Okay, I don't have this one written down, but who do you think will win their home race? Like most likely to win their home race?
Lewis. Or do you mean team?
No, like their home race. Like Fernando would win Spain, Lance would win Canada.
I think Lewis or Lando are going to win. I mean, the probability of a Brit winning Silverstone is much higher than anyone else, any other race, like home race win. But really, the stats say Lewis.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
I think Charles is going to win Monaco.
I
think he's going to win Monaco again.
I think he is, but I'm not. I can't say that.
I understand, like, oh, a Brit's more likely to win Silverstone because there's more Brits on the podium, but I think now that the Monaco curse is kind of over, I think
about the potential radios, okay?
I think Monaco, yeah.
I think it's going to come out that there's been a little Mercedes Red Bull collaboration this whole time, like between Toto and Horner.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Toto cannot stand Christian Horner, and
not George and Max, like nothing fishy between like the actual drivers, but I think there's going to be something fishy that comes out between like Horner.
See, that's more likely to McLaren. That's more likely McLaren and Ferrari, because have you seen Zach Brown and Fred Vasseur?
Yes, bring back real Formula One where they fucking hated each other.
Anyways, I also think that like, I honestly believe that Haas is gonna win a race.
I think they will. I think
they're gonna, and I think it might be Coda.
Oh.
No reason why other than they were really good at Coda last year. That's it. That's all I know.
Will be the first person to DNF.
I don't know which one, but it's definitely going to be an Aston Martin or a Williams.
Yeah, that's true.
But I will say, to be honest, if there, how many rookies are there on the grid? Like 6?
Yeah.
The likelihood of it being a rookie is very high, but I honestly think almost every rookie has a dependable car. It's just going to be
Bortoletto.
Yeah. I forgot about Steak.
Or didn't we all?
Actually, I changed my most disappointing to Steak.
Yeah, same.
But I
sorry
think
to you, Nico.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be an Aston Martin or Williams, but it could easily be like Lawson, because he's driving a Red Bull for the first time and he's like, okay, wow, I don't know how to control this car. Or Kimi Antonelli. Like, you put them in like kind of bad cars to begin with so they can get used to the speed of Formula One, but throwing them into cars that are actually supposed to be fast is scary.
Yeah.
So, but I like, likelihood it's going to be an Aston or Williams. That was our episode of our predictions. We'll probably have one more episode just kind of breaking down Formula One before the first race.
We will see you soon.
We will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.